right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Chewed Up and Spit Out. As always, I'm just Dusty.
I'm Timmy, a.k.a. the Fat Chef.
Still Jeff over here.
And today we have our main man, Jeffro. You might know him from Starship Troopers or his Baywatch fame, or for bringing you your lunch that one day.
Thank you very much. That was me. Thanks for having me. It's a wonderful day, and it's really nice to hear you guys' voice again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you're out there on the West Coast, out in the big city.
That's right. Lots of sunshine. It is a little cool today. It's like 71 degrees.
Nice.
And, yeah, we're living it up.
Heck yeah.
How's
How's
we're
being
down here in
occupied
Orange.
by the... Ooh, sorry.
Tell me.
I was going to say, how's being occupied by the military? How's that one treating you guys?
I'm more down in Orange County, which is a little south of LA, and
Okay.
there's been less of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's been, obviously I see a lot of it on social media from my friends and stuff, but it's been, I lived through that more in the other riots, like in the early 90s.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
I don't know, this one seemed a lot scarier, though, just because it was nationwide.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it seemed like looters were more out I felt like looters have been kind of like thinking about this for a while, so. And too much Grand Theft Auto out there. Everyone thinks they can pull off a heist.
Yeah, I could see that.
Sure.
Well, they've had a couple months to think about it,
At least think about it and talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I don't know. Yeah, we were really lucky, though. Well, I didn't have to deal with much of that. Luckily, the most I had to watch was on social media and TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of disheartening, really, because, people are trying to show me videos of different brutality acts. I'm like, I don't even want to watch this, dude. Just tell me what happened.
Right.
I don't need a visual, see it right there.
Yeah.
It was tough. But I've been lucky enough to live in Portland and Seattle, too, so I have, a lot of different social media views because I'm seeing all the big cities because I lived in downtown Seattle and Portland.
Okay.
So it's really interesting to see all the marches and all that going on. I've been kind of moved by all the marches, to be honest with you. I think it's cool that people are showing that they care.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not just in the U.S. I've seen marches happening in Australia, England, France. People are...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're actually taking the same stance that we are, but they're just across the pond. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah. It's been but it's been tough on the restaurants. It's been a lot of to-goes around here.
Yeah.
And even to-goes, we were limiting ourselves to one to-go a week. We got to be careful with our money and how often we go out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
And then obviously I'm in a little more situation where I got to be more careful because I've had 4 open heart surgeries and pneumonia.
Yeah, that
Oh,
definitely
man.
makes it a little bit more real, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I hear descriptions of what these people are doing, and I was like, oh my God, that's a worse version of what I went through. And what I went through was god awful. I was in the hospital for weeks, not a few days, for weeks because I had this pneumonia. Mm-hmm. And it just rocked me. So it's I can't imagine a worst version of that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I've heard people, just feverish hallucinations, talking to people who've been long past and shit like that.
Oh, you mean Saturdays?
Yeah, like Saturday nights,
Yeah.
Between at 2 a.m. and 5 a.m.
Yeah, I got you. But, that's a long time past. That hasn't been, 3 months now
Since last call
a
happened.
rambunctious Saturday night?
Yeah, that's actually crazy to think about. The last call that was called
Wow.
was the actual last call. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that's not last call for tonight. That's last call for maybe we'll see you guys again someday.
Yeah.
I feel like I should light a candle for that or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And at least here it was the day before St. Patty's Day,
Mhm.
which I kind of find a little funny that the last call is before St. Patty's
Right
Day.
before
right.
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
Well, at the time you were working at that Irish pub, so I imagine they had a full menu ready to rock and roll. So much product on hand. Just getting ready for St. Patty's Day and.
Oh, I was going to go to the comedy show there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they
okay.
were having that big comedy show in the basement. I was like, I'm going to go check this out.
That's right. I think you also had a script ready for that one too. I think or something.
Yeah, well, that one was I think the one they were paying people for. So I was just going to go check out and, see some other comedians and
So there's a
see
door
what
charge.
see what they're, yeah. See what they're dropping
He's
out
gonna
paychecks
go work the
for.
door.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, I don't know.
It's always the doorman who's the opening act, it seems like, in comedy clubs.
Yeah.
That would be
I
fantastic.
was like, wait a minute, I've seen you before. Maybe I've seen you before. And he's like, yeah, I took your $5 out the door. I'm like, oh, okay.
And by the way, there's no real door charge. I just need $5.
Right.
Yeah, I just get paid for some comedy. Yeah.
That is always a funny one when I work the door and somebody's like, how much is the cover? It's like, yeah, there's no cover, but if you really want to give me some money, I'll take it. You know?
What you got?
Yeah, right. What you carrying? What you packing?
You know, besides being an excellent chef, Tim is also a very proper door guy at our local establishment when it was open. You know.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always good to have a side gig.
Yeah. I have a couple.
Yeah. 3
Yeah,
jobs, Timmy,
nice.
counting.
Yeah. I mean, although since hurting myself, I'm going to be out of jobs for at least a little while.
Mhm. Still, True TV, if you're listening, we're still
Yes.
waiting on that phone call for the Timmy show.
Yeah.
Timmy.
Well, I was thinking more of like Boofing Sunshine, but you know, whatever. We can figure that one out as it
Yeah.
goes. Whatever they want to pick up.
Yeah. They got turdy
That'll
words. It's the same thing.
There you go.
Oh yeah, good time. So I saw that list of topics that you might be willing to discuss. Great list, by the way.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I could always tell, like, you're definitely a front of the house person when you're talking about, you know, unused bread or worst customer, best customer, customer stories, this, whatever, you know. And that's great. Always front of the house there, Jeffro. But you got the personality for it. Ain't gonna lie, you know.
Thanks, buddy. I like people, so it's been fun. And my first job in a restaurant was, well, I guess that wasn't my first. I was going to say it was a host, but that was like in my first like real restaurant. I worked in Big Bear Ski Lodge, and in Aspen, I worked there for a season as well. But I was just more like, you know, the refill the ketchup and get the soda guy,
Got you.
and, you know, warm up the soup bin.
So the guy is working his way up to be a busser.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Ooh, pre-bus.
See, nowadays, everyone's got a title, so I guarantee you, like, there's an actual title for that job.
Commie busser,
Yeah.
maybe? I don't know.
You're like the ketchup maitre d'.
Ooh, that sounds good, actually.
The kid working for a free lift ticket.
Yeah.
There you go.
Heard that.
Yeah. I went snowboarding again, too, Jeffro. Side
You
note,
went snowboarding
I
again?
went snowboarding again. Yeah, I kicked my
Good
ass
job.
twice as much as I did the first time, I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like.
Yeah. I bet your bottom and your wrist felt real good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
He was walking around more awkwardly than he usually does.
Yeah. I got the helmet going in, and they were like beforehand. I was like, should I get the helmet? Do I need a helmet? And once I hit the ground so hard that I almost concussed myself even with the helmet on. I had to go like stop for a minute. I was like, oh God, thank God I had that helmet. It's full of snow now, but that would have been my face.
There you go.
That's
Jeez.
hilarious.
Yeah. So,
Next time. Yeah, you got it. Never mind.
no, what
I was gonna say-
say something. Do something.
Uh-oh.
Do a
Do a
trick.
magic trick. Do a magic
Do a
trick.
You
magic
do
trick.
something, motherfucker.
Can you pat your head and rub your belly at the same time? Because that's a fun little
Oh
trick, right?
shit.
Do that.
I'm not going to try that on camera.
I'll do a video. Give me that.
Give me that.
No, I-
In the meantime, hey guys, is it legal for bread to go back to tables?
For bread to go back to tables? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Obviously not. You know, it's contaminated. Like once it like gets put within 6 feet of a customer, it's obviously got the COVID. So you should probably dispose of that in a hazmat suit, maybe.
Yeah. It's got the virus.
Exactly.
It needs to be burned.
Ooh, that's gonna make a whole.
It can't
new
even be
thing.
thrown into the trash can. You have to take it back to the incinerator.
You know, let's
Can't
make
even duck beat it. Oh, what is this? The plague?
we can make a bread effigy.
Yeah. And in case you're wondering what the incinerator is, it's any time one of you front of the house people try to use an automatic toaster.
There you go.
Help, help.
I've actually never worked.
I got a
with one of
musical
those.
challenge for the guys. You guys need to think of a children's song based on COVID-19.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Hard Knocks
I
Life.
say this because Ring
I have
Around the
one.
Rosie
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
is supposedly written about the plague.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're saying we got to
Oh,
write
yeah.
one, not just remember one, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 feet, 6 feet, back the fuck away.
Maybe like a 6 feet over versus a 6 feet under, you know, parody.
It's the opposite of Ring Around the Rosies. You're not allowed to hold hands during it. Everyone has to put their hands in their pocket and stand 6 feet away.
I know they got those Zoom meetings. You could do like Ring Around the Rosie on Zoom.
Oh, you could. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's easy to do a children's song for COVID though because of the masks. It's just, you know.
Oh, there we go. We've got the whole
That's
song
pretty
right there.
funny.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well done, sir. That's really funny.
yeah. Next challenge.
Next challenge.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So yeah, we could jump into one of your topics even, Jeffro. Let's talk about chefs versus GMs or FOH versus back of house. I feel
Very
like
good.
that's,
So I find this to be very mommy daddy, to be honest
Uh-oh.
with you. Like I find the front of the house manager to be the mom of the place. And like she's the one that has everything to say, and she's the one that's going to tell you what's going on, and blah, 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 blah. But like really, dad is like, he
Dad's
talks to you more real.
Yeah.
He's a little less worried about your, chef. A
yeah.
little less worried about your feelings and what's going on.
Yeah.
He's
He has to change the
You know,
flat
with the-
tire and continue to drive too.
Yeah.
definitely.
I
And
think
then,
that's true as far as, especially in like the classic 70s family setting is exactly what a restaurant is. Like, yeah, chef is the dad who works all the time and just wants to come home and watch his TV show and have a cold beer.
I was
Definitely.
thinking of the Brady Bunch. And what role would Alice play? Like the maid? Would she be the,
The
dishwasher?
dishwasher?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Has the best advice for both groups, you know?
Yeah. The dishwasher always has sage advice.
The most important person in the kitchen.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's probably the only reason why I
And,
tried
and
to
like
learn
the
Spanish.
most thankless job too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And gets no credit for anything other than keeping
Right.
a boat afloat. He's the
Yeah.
one that's bailing out while everybody else is just like chilling, doing whatever.
We need another pan. Hurry up. You do not know the fires I have put out in this day. The owner was ready to shut the doors. I talked her down. And then I did all of your dishes from the morning prep.
Oh God.
It
That should-
actually, it kind of reminds me of that gastropub that we all worked at. Well, Dusty and Jeffro and I. But we had sugar britches in the dish pit. And one night, some guy comes up to the window and, spikes a 20 on the ticket spike. Telling us, oh, that's such a great job. That tuna was seared the best I've ever had in my life. Yardy, yar, yar. And sugar britches pipes up from the dish pit going, but that plate was really clean though, right?
Nice.
Yes, you dig that plate? It is
No
true, though.
fingerprints.
Yeah, no one ever thinks about that kind of stuff either. Or like, and yeah,
That's true.
from you folks' perspective, like they get the meal and they're like, the duck was really excellent. No one stops to mention like the duck was really excellent, and the folding job. On that
napkin was on
napkin
point.
with my silverware, perfectly lined, by the way, perfectly stacked
Nice
silverware.
creases.
I could have thrown it across the room and it wouldn't have unrolled.
Must have starched that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of us to make the whole thing to come together, both front of the house and back of the house, and the guys we don't even know about,
Side of the
Yeah.
house. No one thinks about side of the house. Okay, I'll talk. That's the one group I will talk shit on. Side of the house. Consultants,
Side of the house.
sommeliers,
Oh, okay.
wine vendors, purveyors. That's side of the house.
Never heard that
Angry
one.
Karen
Yeah.
Yelper.
Exactly.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, she's part of the team now. Like she's Yelp, so that affects business. So
I got the ahi steak and it was cold in the middle.
Even though I ordered it rare.
It was a
You're right.
seared ahi, lady. It wasn't an ahi steak. It was a
You're
$9
totally right. I do
appetizer.
hate side of the housers.
Yeah, side of the housers, man.
I think that's
Yeah.
That's actually a thing.
Yeah. Customers who
It
come
is
in
now.
once a month
Yeah.
and think they own the place.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my
They
least
fit into the
favorite.
side of
Oh
the
my
house
God.
too. Yeah. I've Crave down in Texas.
yeah.
I had the worst as far as side of the housers go, because I had people who would come in and they would all of a sudden I'd turn around and they'd be talking to the owner, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he back in my fucking kitchen? Like,
Oh,
what is he
yeah,
doing here?
Jesus.
And then, he leaves and she turns around and she's like, oh my God, you got to meet that guy. He says he's a chef. And he was just at the bar and he had some dinner and he said it was all right. I was like, wait, so he says he's a chef? Yeah. And he had dinner here. Yeah. At 6:30 on a Friday. Yeah. He's not a chef.
He's on vacation.
Well, he's a barista right now. Yeah. Well, so if
Jeez.
I'm a plumber and then I quit being a plumber and go be a taxi cab driver, I don't get to, when people hop into the car, be like, hey, I'm a plumber. Just so you know. Or a cop. That cop's even a better one and more fitting for the whole topic we started with.
geez, right?
Yeah. If I'm a cop and I quit being a cop and I go be a taxi cab driver, when people get in, I don't get to turn around and be like, I'm a cop.
I used to be a cop.
Yeah, I'm a sheriff. Just so you know, I'm a sheriff.
I'm also your Yelp driver.
Yeah,
Or
what-
not Yelp, but
Oh God, that's what we should do. We should start having a Yelp car service.
yeah, right.
It's like the opposite of Uber Eats, but they just drive shitty people around for hours and never take them to a restaurant. You like this one? Yeah, you gave that 1 stars 3 months ago, Nancy. Let's fucking
Sorry.
keep driving. Yeah, feeling like a coffee? Oh no. Oh, looks like the purple-haired girl is working. I remember your rant about her.
Keep on cruising.
Oh, good Lord, that'd be horrible.
No, that'd be great. That'd be a great show. Like, do you remember Taxi Cab Confessions?
Oh, I
back
love
in, like,
that one.
the day? Yeah, it'd be like that, but a totally different feeling.
Well,
what happened to Taxi Cab Confession?
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I would make it a point of my day if
Well-
I was off during that time. I'd watch Taxi Cab Confessions, new episodes. Yeah.
Sure.
They had a thing going for a while, but it was the silliest thing because of the fact that, like, the way TV is set up. Because the whole thing is like you're getting in a taxi cab and you're just talking to the taxi cab driver because that's what everyone does in taxi cabs. But it's like also they have them sign the contract that says like this is going on HBO.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's silly
absolutely.
how many people rant and then just like, yeah, so I had this rash on my asshole. I've been trying to get checked out for like 3 weeks and it started growing.
Yeah.
Now it looks like I got 2 assholes. Like, okay, I've recorded all of this and I'm going to put it on HBO. You cool with that? Oh, yeah. Tell them about my 2 assholes.
GoFundMe's.
GoFundMe. You know what it is Taxi Cab Confessions is out. That's the next thing is Uber Confessions.
Oh, sure. Jeez.
Uber Confession.
Yeah, no one drives a taxi cab anymore. That's why the show would just be sad now. It's just a taxi cab driver sitting there like, if I don't make money this month, I will have to send a family member.
Well, I don't know. Maybe make it a true confessional to where you have the driver completely as a padre, like the white collar and all
Oh,
that.
wow. I like that idea.
You put up a wall in your car and they get in and it's just like a fucking priest confessional, but you're driving somewhere. Tell me, my son, where am I taking you today?
God, that put an element to it.
Yeah, that would make an interesting cab ride, to say the least. I don't know. When was your
Bright
last
lights
confessional?
shining on your face.
Do I take a right on Jefferson or left? And when was the last time you confessed your sins?
Maybe every now and then squirt in the backseat with a squirt gun of a holy water.
Yeah.
Offer him a cracker.
Would you like to partake in the body of Christ?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I'll make that a double.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick little 3-second break right now, and we will come right back.
For shows.
Right on.
All right. Just so you know, Jeffro, it looks
So
like
we do an advertisement.
Oh, you're still live. Yeah, we just had a dead battery on the camera, so we just got to
Are
swap
you
out the
feeling
battery.
rash or blue? Try marijuana. It may not help your rash, but it'll help you stop thinking about it.
And why is your rash so blue?
Or make you think more about it, which would maybe freak you out a little bit more. You know, like, oh no.
It'll either eliminate your blues or make your blues bluer. You decide.
Yeah. Your blues will be bluer and your rashes will be rashier. But you won't give a fuck. Because USA is
Fuck.
premiering Ferris Bueller's Day Off again at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Jeez.
Yeah, you know, nothing wrong with that.
No.
Who doesn't like a little Ferris?
Yeah.
I will stay in bed and learn how to play the sitar today.
Bueller.
Bueller?
Sitar. I want to learn how to play the lute so I can
Hey,
learn
Jeff,
how to
I
play
found
the...
an electric guitar.
Oh, well, that's good. Does it make it
It
nice?
is good. It's super fun.
Yeah, just like hangs on your wall like a cool like a picture basically, or do you pick it up?
What a dick. No, it does hang on my wall, but I pick it up quite often.
Nice.
I've kind of learned how to do scales, so it's been a little more fun because I can like if I know what that first chord is, I can solo over anything. Sure, it sounds like a fifth grader, but I'm soloing.
Well, hey, fifth graders make it famous too. Look at the Beatles.
Ha-ha!
It's funny you say that because I was gonna plug it in and play a Beatles riff for you.
Well, shut that one down.
That would
already.
definitely make his day, you know?
Yeah.
Make sure it's
Right?
one that good old John Lennon wrote, though.
Jesus fucking Christ, that fuckface.
I didn't know there was other Beatles.
Yeah, right? Who else?
It's all linen all day, bro.
Oh,
Cut the
okay.
wings off the situation.
Try to
That's all
make
I like.
Jeff's head explode.
We are comforter free because we are all Lennon around here.
We are all linen.
This is already too much talk about the Beatles for me to be comfortable with, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
Yeah.
Like, pretty soon his head's going to blow up or something.
Yeah.
I was getting kind of edgy, like leaning back and forth on my
Got to
chair.
get out of here, guys. It's
Yeah.
getting a little too heavy for me.
I'm
going
going to start taking his side before he switches it to a Stevie Nicks conversation.
Good deal, good deal.
Oh, is that your the one you can't do? Is Stevie
Oh, I
Nicks?
can't do it.
Huh.
Oh,
Right
she's
on.
such a good
Does he-
tambourine player, right?
There you go, yeah.
That's a fucking skill. Watch me play a tambourine. Can I have a career? Thanks.
It's harder than you think, bro. The egg isn't as easy as you think.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's got to cup the balls with one hand while playing the tambourine
And
with
the
the
skin
other.
flute. Come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah. It's a tougher
She
job than
played
most
the
would think.
tambourine.
Funny thing is, we're still rocking. I'm just gonna keep this in, and just input images of Stevie Nicks and John Lennon in it, and try to draw dicks in Photoshop.
Make sure you add a goat, you know.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the Stevie Nicks
goat?
picture. Is just a
Yeah.
goat.
Not like the goat, you know, but
bah.
a goat. Yeah, like one of those ones. That sounds better than Stevie Nicks.
Oh, okay, I got you. Wow. Right on. That's pretty harsh. Okay.
We've
What
only
about
ju-
Prince?
Prince?
I fucking love Prince.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Prince
Yeah.
over MJ every day.
Purple rain.
I saw this video the other day
Purple
where
rain.
Prince did this dope ass solo to "My Guitar Gently Weeps." It was so badass.
That's a bad tie-in there, buddy. Although I did see an interview with Eric
I
Clapton.
got one more in. Yes.
One more Beatles jab.
On that same note, I did see an interview with Eric Clapton where somebody asked him, "What's it feel like to be the best guitar player in the world?" And he said, "I don't know. Go ask Prince."
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
dope.
Exactly. You know, mad props. But Prince was.
Yeah, I guess we're just talking about Stevie Nicks too. And
Oh, you son of a bitch. You
I read
son of
this
a bitch.
article the other day that Stevie Nicks actually called Prince to help her with the song because she had just heard Little Red Corvette. And she had that in her head, and then she came back with Stand Back, Stand Back. And then Prince came in and did all the synthesizers for that song for her.
Yeah. Yet she sucked Stand Back right out of Prince. That's the story you're telling
Yeah.
me. Have you heard of the succubus, Jeffro? It is a creature from ancient myth, but I believe it to be true. They latch on to people and they suck their power out of them and then
Yeah.
use it for their
well,
own good.
How about that?
Joke's
Loch Ness
on you. I
Monster?
sucked the power out of him. I gave him a reach around.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
What? Wait, you sucked you sucked his butthole and gave him a reach around? Is that what
No,
you
no,
implied?
No, you
Because I mean, first I was
That's
thinking
not what I was
fellatio, but
implying,
then
but
you
that's
like
certainly what I
I
said,
sucked
isn't
it
it?
out of him and gave him a reach around. So
You know.
you're either
I was young
knuckles
and needed the
deep
money.
or you're
You just gotta tickle that starfish, you know.
I don't
That's
know.
right.
The 12 o'clock spoke.
I'm gonna go ahead and need like an Etch-a-Sketch drawing on this. You know, my imagination's not that good.
Give me a minute. I could sketch out a starfish on an Etch-a-Sketch. It's pretty easy.
You say that now.
Line, 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 line. Circle.
I don't get it.
You see, originally it was just a bunch of lines intersecting. The circle turns into a butthole.
It's really hard to do.
It's called art, bro.
It's really hard to make a circle on an Etch-a-Sketch, though.
Oh, it is. I'm just going to make it a black spot. Just like a real butthole. It's not perfectly circular. It's just a black spot.
I could totally see you picking up an Etch-a-Sketch and just sharpening over it to like an accurate picture.
Yeah.
It works, right?
That would actually be the best thing to do. Have a super nice picture on an Etch-a-Sketch, but have it Sharpied on the front. So anytime someone picks it up and tries to fuck with it, it just doesn't go away.
That would just make a 5-year-old me really hate my life.
It won't go away.
Hey, in the restaurant business, do you guys have shifts that like generally you guys either work nights or days? But do you hate like working the other shift? Like if you mostly work nights, do you hate working the lunch shift?
Absolutely.
I like to. I
Coming
like
from
to.
a guy that's worked mostly night shifts, I've had to be working days lately, and it's just god awful. It took 6 months to get used to being up before 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You know,
And how'd that work out for you?
right?
He lives a block and a half away from her establishment, and
7 minutes late to work.
guaranteed on time is 7 minutes late, no matter what.
Well, it was even worse when I lived across the street from the restaurant that I worked at. I was still like 7 minutes late. And I mean, I swear to God, the closer you live to where you work, the more often you're late because it's like,
You're late.
yeah, well,
That
Yeah.
is true.
yeah, the problem is it's only, literally 2 minutes for me to get to work. So you push it until that 2-minute mark. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, fuck, now I got 5 more minutes. And I know
Right.
I'm not ready to go. It's still 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
Still not done pinching one off.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to be even tempered or whatever, or slightly deflated. I don't know.
I especially like to find the people, because it always happens too. There's certain people who, if they only work the one shift for a while, they'll start to like develop a that shift mentality
Oh,
and
sure,
turn
yeah.
it like, and it's not everybody. Some people are good where it's like me, you can put me on any shift and it's like all of us suck ass sometimes and all of us are great sometimes. Let's just try to be great today, guys. But you put some people on an exclusive morning shift regimen, and then you give them 2 weeks, and within 2 weeks, even though they were just like balls deep in the trenches with the other guy with
Sure,
the
yeah.
opposite view, they're all of a sudden like, those fucking night guys, man. What do they even do? What do they even do? Or like, fucking day guys, man. Like, what? Fucking 3 hours of service, and I come into this?
Yeah, nothing's prepped.
Yeah, but I mean, no
Nothing
joke.
but yeah.
Yeah.
No joke on
See-
that one. It's like I had a $1,000 lunch today. It's like, yeah, I did 10,000 for dinner. Why are
Right.
you like looking like everything? It's World War fucking III.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, the night guys always bitch about the day workers like prepping, and the day prep always bitches about the night guys cleaning, whole thing.
Oh,
you
shit.
know,
Yeah, I can see
it's
that.
like
I guess.
what I got to walk into this, and they didn't even like mop the walk in or something like that,
Yeah.
Or like the day guy doesn't like prep up the blackening spice for the night guys or whatever, and like, what, I got to mix together some spices here. Come on now.
Come on now, yeah.
Grind my own
And it's
coffee.
always a thing, yeah. And
You
it's,
made
it's
me
funny.
bleed my own blood.
I think
Motherfucker.
one of the last, or it was a while ago, but I had someone do that the morning guy thing on me, and it just caught me at the wrong time, because it was one of those scenarios where it's like the day does go hard. They all work hard, but they're mainly prepping, and it was at a different place, at Crave back in Texas. Day crew goes hard, but there's we're selling maybe yeah, maybe 1,000, maybe 2
Right.
for lunch.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I've got an army of motherfuckers there that could only work the day, but they're all in their places to prep. And so if shit gets heavy, people can be pulled over to do different jobs, and like
Sure, yeah.
everyone should be working.
Right.
But yeah, I would come in, and nighttime, we had a much smaller crew because we weren't doing any prep for the most part. We were mainly just like, you got in there,
Getting it out.
you
Yeah.
assumed your battle station, and you
Right.
fucking you
Yeah.
went until it was
Mercenaries.
close time. Yeah. And I get in one day, and I had decided to come in later that day. I had got the option to come in later, which was by no way like later. It was like 10 instead of 9.
Sure. Yeah.
And I get there, and the whole fucking day staff is sitting around not doing anything, and they're all bitching about how well the night staff cleans. Like, you got people over here, and the dishwasher just kept going off. Like, they don't even do this, and they don't even do that, and they don't even do this, and I do this all the time. And I was like, well, yeah, that's because that's your, like, that's why you're justified to be here. Like, honestly, I could get by without a dishwasher during the day. I've got enough prep cooks where I could just be like, guys, do your own dishes. A dishwasher will be in it, too. But it's like, instead, I, keep caught up on cleaning, let the day girl have her dishwasher job. But yeah, it's like, the night persons, they're doing dishes. They get here, and they're overwhelmed, and they leave barely catching up.
Exhausted.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
They leave an hour after everyone else, barely catching up. And at the time, it was my wife, Kim, who was actually the night dishwasher, too, so that struck it even harder. It's like, she's
That
she's
brings it
literally
home.
doing this for minimum wage just because none of you fuckers can work night. Yeah. But it always goes the same way. The night crew would come in. And I think it was that same day I had to shut down some night crew people because they came right in, and first thing they're like, what the fuck? This is all the tomatoes I got diced? Like, not now. I just went to war with the day shift for not making this a fucking shift war. You're not about to do fucking
Or the other one that's real good is, you have your weekend and somebody worked your station that weekend. You come in and nothing's done, and you're just like, motherfucker. But I mean, I probably left him that way too. So
Yeah.
I always hated when the pans, like the 6 pans, were flipped, but not like topped off at all. It's like, oh yeah, okay, thanks for putting them in a clean pan, but you left a cup of diced tomatoes in this fucking deep 6 pan.
yeah.
Like, come on,
Or any of your garnish stuff. It's like, holy shit, you left me less than a teaspoon of garnish stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That actually has got me thinking about, like, oh damn, I did not make togarshi yesterday to garnish like the Japanese noodles thing at our
Oh
place.
shit.
Fuck.
Well, somebody will make it, and it'll last for quite some time. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you guys ever worked front of the house? Any of you?
I've picked up shifts, yeah.
Hmm. I had to do the register a bunch at SCA just begrudgingly because we were short-staffed. And it's not the
Yeah.
same as actually, table
No,
service,
yeah.
but it's still, register service and running food and talking to people.
Totally.
And I realized a thing from that, too, that I didn't know that you guys might have a problem with before. And I talked to other front of the house people, and they're like, yeah, that happens to me all the time. But I left
What's that?
work one day and went to Walmart, and a lady cut me off with her cart, and I fucking smiled at her and said, like, sorry, ma'am, and gave her the full-on front of the house smile, and then I just got enraged. Just like, you don't get that smile. I'm not at work. And went up and intentionally, like, cut off her old ass with my cart, grabbed something I didn't need.
Just open the candy bar, eating there while you're waiting to get your shit scanned.
Like, you don't get this fucking smile. Yeah. And yeah, talk to other front of the house people, and they're like, that happens all the time.
Well, it'd be the same as us, wanting to always say behind or corner when you're coming around or coming through hot.
I always say behind when I'm behind people, but I really like to whisper it.
Oh, just get really close.
Nice.
Just yesterday, I was walking down the street, like home, and there's some tourists out, pretty much taking up the whole sidewalk again. And I let this particular flock of tourists I gave him like about 30 yards, and then it's just really up close on the left side, getting ready to pass him. And they spread out wider when it's like my one opening to be uncomfortable and pass him on the left anyway. And I just say, on your left. And I realized I was within like 2 feet of the guy's face when I was trying to pass him. Scared the shit out of him.
Give him a little kiss on the cheek.
Coming by sharp.
Little pinch on the cheek, you know.
Right behind you.
I think it's better when it's just kind of like blow on the back of their neck. A little.
Jeez.
That was how that was Jaime. I miss that guy. Rest in peace. But that was one day we were working, and he kept doing the like lower back touch on me. He'd come behind me and just take one finger and just like graze it along my lower back, like behind you. And I was like, oh, and I was like, dude. And then one of the times I came behind him and I just got like super close and just blew on the back of his neck and whispered it. Behind you. He fucking jumped. He's like, what the fuck, compadre? Yeah, got you, man. Doesn't feel good.
It's funny shit.
Yeah, but it does, though, and this is a secret to all of our viewers who aren't in the restaurant industry. Use this secret wisely. If you use restaurant terms when you're in any crowded venue, you can get anywhere you want to go. Put one hand out and just start announcing your position instead of saying, excuse me, behind you, beside you, behind you, coming through, hot.
Yeah, hot on your right. Hot on your right.
Hot on your right, and people will just fucking move right aside for
We'll
you.
guide all the way.
Yeah.
True.
It works. Yeah, I keep announcing to the sheeple.
I just always say, "Fat guy coming through. Get out the way."
That guy coming through.
Watch yourself. I'm coming.
Particularly if you're
One time when I lived in Portland, there was a big thing where Dave Chappelle was going to have a midnight show. He was going to do a show, and so like all these people went to the Pioneer Square, and it was literally at midnight, and it was something like he had told a bartender, and it just spread like wildfire. It was crazy. So,
I remember
all
him
went-
coming through, yeah.
Yeah, and so we were all down there, and there was literally thousands of people, and there's just this shitty ass stage right there, and we assumed that's where he was going to go, because then the reason that stage was there was because they were having like bands during the daytime for like an hour. It was during summertime.
Okay.
And so we went down there, and we were waiting for like an hour, and we were just like bored. Everyone's bored, but it's crazy because everyone's just kind of standing around and partying with whatever you got, because it's not like anyone's selling anything. So we're all standing around, and then I tell my buddy, I said, I'm going to smoke a bowl on stage. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to smoke a bowl on stage. Watch this. And he's like, I'll go with you. And I was like, all right. I was like, and so literally I'm going behind people, and we're all shoulder to shoulder. It's really tight, like a concert. I'm like, excuse me, I'm going on stage. And then they would excuse me, I'm going to smoke a bowl on stage. And they would turn around and I go, I'm going to smoke a bowl on stage. And they would just open it up. I kept saying that. I kept saying that. And then finally I went onto the stage, and I walked around with the lighter and the pipe, like to everybody around the stage in all directions. And the place just fucking blew up. And it was my moment. I was like, oh my God, I did that. I was like, that was awesome.
Hell yes, that's awesome.
That's why you get the movies, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, and being the people person, got to deal with those front of house or custies.
Yeah.
Doing the front of house stuff.
Yeah.
You try. It's hard.
I
mean, because right now I live in Costa Mesa, and I work in Newport Beach, and it's like the richest. It's crazy. It's a seafood place, and it's a casual seafood place, but it's expensive because it's really fresh seafood. And I don't want to say expensive, but expensive for most people.
Sure.
Okay.
But for these rich kids, like I see teenagers walk in there with their debit cards and have, a $60 lunch. Like it's nothing. It's just like, it just blows me away. Because 4 people all the time is a check for $250. And given that will include a couple bottles of wine or some cocktails or something like that. But it's just insane. And it's just like, it's so busy. It's just like, during the summertime, it's crazy busy. And during the rest of the time, it's locals. And they're literally parking like Lamborghinis and fucking coin park.
I would say at $250, like that's $2.50 bills. That's a pretty hefty lunch menu for 4 people, I mean.
Well, I was thinking more dinner on that one. But
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
to say
and
all the
like when I'm saying
time.
16 bucks for kids, like, you know, they get like a $20 plate each and then a drink and a dessert. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it adds up quickly, as I found out.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the cocktails when they're $15 a fucking cocktail.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a really hard time with the $15 cocktail. And I love fancy, fruity, yummy drinks. But, like, the only time I'll buy one of those $15 cocktails is the first one, and if I'm sitting at the bar so I can see him do it.
Oh,
And then
shit.
after that, I just want booze and soda, dude. So, like,
Yeah, that works.
And the lowest quality booze you can
Yeah.
find.
I
I want to
remember.
be blind after this.
Yeah, I want to go blind a little. I remember going to a movie theater in Portland, but they had a place next to it, and we were early for the movie, and we're like, we're gonna go in there and just get a quick drink. But it was a super fucking, one of those super fucking fancy places. So we go in, and I get a fucking.
there's a hotel, right? The hotel right
Yeah.
across the street.
Did it have
Oh.
all the corks in the window?
It was right. I think so.
Okay.
But yeah, I went in and I got a $10 fucking Jack and Coke, it was like $12, and it was the smallest, like it was the smallest rocks glass I've ever seen, with the fanciest presentation anyone's ever gotten a rocks glass. And the dude I was with, he was kind of laughing at the expense of all the drinks, and he's like, "Do you guys have PBR?" And she's like, "Yeah, we have PBR," and brought him his $9 PBR. And she brought it to him, and it was the silliest presentation for a PBR. It was, a PBR tall can with a glass brought out on a fancy napkin, like with a napkin laid over the top of it, all like, "Here's your PBR." And she puts down the glass and then goes to pour it, and he's like, Don't pour it.
Yeah.
Just give me the can. You can have this glass back. She's like, just all ready for the presentation, and yeah, we were amazed at when the bill came, but it was the silliest thing. The $9 PBR tall can, all
That
from
is hilarious.
presentation. Like, you could have at least poured it into the fucking glass behind the bar lady, and not like you're walking out a tall can through this restaurant of fucking, you're serving $70 lobsters, and you're walking by with a tray full of tall cans. Like, hello.
And you're going to cork that in front of me?
Yeah.
There used to be a bar in Southeast Portland that would sell 40s, and they would sell it with a champagne bucket.
Yeah.
I was gonna
That's
bring
my
that up.
style.
I was going to bring that up. I think they did a High Life, wasn't it, that they sold? I don't think it was passed, but it was a 40 High. No.
They do 32.
I want to say Mickey's, but I may have been High Life, a quart of High Life.
I think it was a quart of High Life is what it was, not a 40.
Because they don't do. They didn't used to do 40s, or I couldn't find 40s of High Life when I was rolling hard.
Yeah,
in the
I don't remember that.
40s.
For some
Rolling
reason,
hard, the
quart
high
comes to
life
mind.
life. Drinking the champagne of
champagne,
beers. Champagne.
High Life
beers.
is the old school like light beer, but you don't want to say you're drinking light beer, but it is a light beer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Never the
man.
guy that shows up at the quart of High Life to oldie 40 party.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, see, when I was going 40s, it was always a crooked eye, because that shit got you fucking twisted.
Yeah, it was always
Oh,
oldie
yeah.
for me, or Stides. No, Stides were 32s, I think, quarts.
I don't know Stides. That might be a.
St. Ides.
See,
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking
St.
about. The crooked
Ides,
eye.
yeah. Back
we're
in my
okay.
day,
same thing. Just
Okay.
calling them different
Yeah,
things.
buddy.
it was, and it was funny too, because I don't like. Maybe twice we've fucked around with it, but since being able to buy alcohol, bought 40s. But back when we were younger, yeah, it was always 40s in the bushes. And it was Mad Dog, Mickey's, Old English, or Steel Reserve, depending on how gangster we were feeling. Yeah, and fucking, just slam those bitches back in the bushes.
I remember when I was young in the Southwest, I saw that King Cobra in 32s.
Yeah.
That wasn't too bad, remind me of the Stides.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I remember the Cobra. I didn't drink many of those. When we were young, we were in a Keystone.
Keystone.
Ooh.
Wow.
I can see that one.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of little rednecks, and they're like, "We're gonna go out to the truck, get me a turkey rack, a Keystone, go sit out and have a drink or two." But it was always a 30 rack.
We were so uneconomic with our beer. Like, remembering that back in the like 40 days too. Like we'd send dudes, like old homeless dudes, into the store, and it's just the meanest thing to think of when you think now. Like they could have gotten us 230 packs, and we would have gotten just as fucked up. But instead, we all pulled our money, and it's like, hey, bro, can you go to the store and get us beer? Yeah, what do you want? 740s of Mickey's, 840s of Old English. We're throwing a party in the bush. It's like, oh, can I throw myself in a 12-pack? A 12? You want to buy 12 whole beers? No, dude, you can have a 40. You can have 2 40s. It's the same price.
Yeah, but you felt so cool holding, those big 40-ounce bottles.
Oh, yeah. And
You guys ever play Edward Forty Hands?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, I never have.
Yeah.
I
never have either, actually. I've seen it played, but I just saw recently it was on a movie, and there were older people trying to blend in with young people, and the young guy had 2 40s taped to his head.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I obviously know it is. I've seen other people fucking play it, but I'm like, no, I'll just go ahead and drink my 40s pretty quickly,
Totally.
I've played it.
I'll go and use the restroom whenever I want.
Yeah, it's my rule.
I played it once, and it was after I had become an adult. That's one of the few times I've bought 40s after being 21, because I instantly realized, like 2 seconds into the game, it was like, okay, I'll do this. I used to drink 40s all the time. That's when I was a kid. And then we fucking unscrew them, and I take one sip. I'm like, oh my God, this is so much worse beer than I remember. I have become a fucking snob. I've got to get through 2 of these before I can, like 1 before I can go do anything.
Your hands are getting all cold.
My hands are getting cold. The beer's getting sweaty.
Your hands are good. I didn't even think about that part. My hands would be freezing my ass off.
Yeah. And the beer's just getting warm.
That's why you gotta
Like,
drink
hold on, let me
past
get
the
my
handle of them.
let me get my OJ gloves on before I tape this on.
I hadn't seen that in so long, but last Halloween we went to a party, and it was a part of somebody's like costume was having Edward 40 Hands. And I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen this in like 15 years. Maybe I'm getting really old, or maybe you're really young, but holy fucking shit.
What's your costume? Some old
Something's
people.
happening here. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, that is always a shitty thing, though, when you see someone dressing up like something you did, and it's like, that's their costume. They're like, yeah, fucking, I'm dressed like the 90s today.
Yeah, I'm Kurt
It's
Cobain.
like, I got up like this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I rolled out of bed.
That's how I rolled out of the bed.
I made my own holes in my knees, as far as falling down, not cutting them in.
Yeah. I had a
That's
girlfriend
not how
once.
the holes got in those their knees. Oh, wow, that was hard to say.
Yeah.
I fucked that one up. Sorry.
Poor delivery, but good blowjob joke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I was with a girl for a while. I had a girlfriend, and I came home one day and she was cutting the knees out of her jeans,
What?
like doing the knee cutting thing, but it wasn't like.
No.
It's a whole complex process, because you do that naturally. Like, the way it looks good that people like is like, I've worked and lived in these jeans for years. So in order to do that, it's not just like a scissor cut. It's like filing and sanding them and shit. Like,
Jeez.
That just sounds like way
It
too
is
much
kind
work.
and
Totally.
that's what I had a whole rant about, like, why are you doing that, not just living in fucking jeans until they tear?
Go camping, build a fire.
Go fucking go do something outside.
Go fucking go. Or 2.
Jeez,
Yeah.
Hey, when you guys go to a bar, this is a wacky question, but I'm still gonna ask it. When you guys go to a bar, what's your favorite toy? Meaning, not like sexual toys, something like that. Meaning, like the
glory
I don't know, what's your
holes?
favorite toy?
The gal from out of town.
Karaoke, the glory hole,
Glory hole.
pinball,
the darts that I
the
always have in my
the quarter
backpack.
trivia, darts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready to parody the Bruce Springsteen Glory Days and change it to Glory Holes, Jeffro?
Jeez.
Sorry to floor you there, Jeff.
God damn, that was a definite.
You gotta draw me a picture on that one.
Glory holes.
Have you guys ever seen the Glory Hole music video from, Steel Panther? It's pretty hilarious.
No.
I have not.
No.
Yeah, you
Well,
should
we
check it
will
out.
look that up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should definitely check it out.
Just
Wait,
Google
is
Glory
Steel
Hole.
Panther a real band?
Yeah, Steel Panther is a real band. I'm not like telling you to like go watch two girls painting or something. But yeah, that's a fun one. if you
Joke's
wanna-
on you. That's actually just two girls painting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with their own excrement.
Yeah.
I mean, with watercolors.
What was the name of the band in Rock Band with I can't even remember his name now. Gosh darn it. The movie's called Rock Band, and he is like a rock star. No, it's called
shit.
Rock Star.
Oh, that's Marky Wahlberg, I think.
Marky Mark.
With Marky Mark,
Yeah,
yeah.
the funky bunch. The bunch that is
And then
always so
And
funky.
he's in a band, and it's like, you got to touch. Like some shit.
I like the one where he was in the band and they did that one song and he was throwing punches the whole time. Fight dancing. Oh, wait, no, that was real life.
That was Marky Mark. Rhythm is a
Good
dancer or something.
vibrations.
Oh,
There
Good
you go.
Come on,
Vibrations.
come on, come on, come on. Oh, boy.
He probably still has that in his workout routine every day.
I think good vibe. Yeah, that should actually be a workout video. We should redo that music video and just label it as a workout video. 2 minute and 30-second guns.
I can still do the Running Man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah.
I just start with that video of Marky Mark, and then end it with like the current day Marky Mark and see what happens like in our 2.5-minute video workout.
Yeah. It's a before and after picture. Wait,
Exactly.
this isn't going to be good. That guy had all the muscles. He looked like a Marvel character before there were Marvel characters on the TV.
And if you don't lose weight, at least you'll have some good vibration.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Feel it?
Can you feel it? Yeah.
Feel it, feel it.
If you have to ask if they can feel it, they obviously can't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. To Mark Wahlberg, if you have to ask if they can feel it, they probably can't.
Come at me, Marky. I know you're out there somewhere.
You're out there somewhere. Yeah.
Mark is like, am I inside yet?
Am I inside yet? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, but he is.
I think I feel it on top.
I can feel it on top. Wait, am I inside you or are you inside me?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Is this where I sneeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
This is some good vibrations.
I should have sneezed harder.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to dip out for
Feel
just a
it?
quick second to grab another beverage. Dusty, you in?
Yes, sir. Grab
Feel
me
it,
a
feel
beverage. I
You
can
guys
feel
drinking
it.
Trolleys?
Jeff's drinking 40s of Old English, and I'm drinking 40s of Mickey's because I'm not as gangster as him.
Is that what it is?
No, I'm drinking Stella's, and he's drinking PBRs.
I'm totally with you, by the way, on that. I remember I would drink Mickey's, so people who thought they were harder and more gangster like would drink Goldies, and I was like, nah,
Nah,
I'll mess with that stinky stuff.
it's hot out here.
So when I was about 18, maybe a little bit older, younger, I don't know, I was almost in a band called Mickey's Fueled Riot Squad because we drank so much Mickey's. I almost got the Mickey's Hornets tattooed on my neck.
Oh, shit.
Kind of wish I did. Kind of glad I didn't. I mean, shit, I don't know what I have on the side of my neck sitting right now. I think I got a chef tattoo on one side and something else on the other.
Not the
but
Mickey's Hornet,
it is
that's
not.
for sure.
No.
Yeah, but it could have been.
Yeah, I should probably get a Mickey's Hornet tattooed on me now. It's,
You probably should.
yeah.
Right here.
No, I was thinking on my taint.
Taint. Is that a hornet on your taint? Yes, stay away. He
Yeah.
stings.
You about to get stung.
You about to get stung.
You got to do the full bend over moon so you seem upright.
Absolutely.
You'd have to
Actually,
find
I'm
a
gonna
really ballsy tattoo artist,
I'm
but
gonna get it tattooed on the back of my balls. So I can really get you in.
mhm. We're all gonna get matching Howley Boys tattoos one of these days.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is when you said that, you were saying that kind of as a threat or a
I
joke
know,
or
and you
whatever,
just
like,
jumped
fuck
right
it.
on it. You're like, cool, let's go right now.
Yeah, I'm down right now. Let's do it.
Let's go. Well, who's got the tattoo gun? Like,
Called out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to run out of space. So.
Yeah.
Hey, let's order a tattoo gun on Wish and see what happens.
Oh,
Oh,
that
Jesus.
sounds like a really dangerous idea.
Careful, dude. You know that now I'm going to get tattoo guns advertised on Wish from fucking Facebook.
That's probably true.
So I saw the weirdest Wish ad the other day. And
So
I
we got at
don't-
least a discount, right?
yeah, straight from China.
Straight from China.
But yeah, the weirdest Wish ad ever, and I don't know what I was watching or what I said, but it was like little ear extensions to make you look like an elf. Or,
Oh,
Cool.
that's the weirdest one too.
well,
Okay,
no, it's not
check
the weirdest.
this.
But
Check
it was when
this.
where did it come from?
I got those, right? I got those, and I was like, that's weird. And then I scrolled over one thing, and I had like a fucking, it was like a real doll, but a fucking anime character
Cool.
elf.
How much was it?
I don't know, dude. It was all in Chinese. I was very confused.
How
And
much
even
yen
Kim,
is this?
Kim looked over, and because the way they blurred it out, it was because it
Yeah.
was like her, yeah, and she's laying there all fake and just legs up in the air, and they blotted out everything with just like weird colors, but it kind of looked
Yeah.
like someone just like saw the picture and was like, "Oh my god, what's this?" Blah! And just threw up right on it. And she looks over, it's like, who threw up on
That's
that?
your fuck me silly anime edition.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, no, they and I think I know what that one came from too, because we were watching it. We were watching some show, and they made a joke about a guy being into hentai, and it was like, that guy just wants to fuck some anime. What's so wrong with that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And my phone heard that, and they're like, boop, 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 boop. Wish. We don't get his sense of humor. We take this all very literal.
One click away.
One click away.
Your dreams await you.
Jeez.
Yeah. I get silly stuff,
You'll
especially
never be
because of
lonely again.
all the fucking
I got
podcasts we
you guys
stream to
are a lot cooler
Facebook.
than me because I got pajamas that look like an astronaut on Wish yesterday.
Yes.
I didn't even know they sold normal stuff.
I don't think they do anymore.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I don't think at all that that's what Wish does.
It almost got me today though because they had that Neil Tyson deGrasse T-shirt. They had "intelligence is sexy," but like all different like letters and numbers, and like that quote from Stephen Hawking. It's like, I'm tired of looking at this advertisement. I really kind of want that, but it's like $25 plus shipping and handling. Maybe for like a 3-pack, but like for one T-shirt, $25 is kind of steep.
Yeah.
We'll
Talk-
see what
Dude,
I think tomorrow.
I did
though.
the same thing with a shirt for $50. They had this collared short sleeve shirt, and it had like a print of like, I don't know, it was kind of like a Hawaiian print with some red and white leaves, and then in the back it had red and white highlights and the symbol. And I was like, oh my god, that's fucking dope. And I was like, $50? Oh, come on, guys! Like, that's a lot of 40-ounce or quarts of highlights, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
About 50 of them.
Oh, talk
Yeah.
about almost
Pretty
being
much, yeah.
almost being got by the internet ads. Dude, I almost bought a bushel of collapsible bow staffs today.
We were close.
We were
Right.
so close until we saw that you can't actually hit someone with it because it's incredibly hollow and it'll probably just fold. But
Not to be used as weapons.
Yeah.
Read your reviews.
And
Yeah.
probably cut your hand when it's unfurling.
oh, if you do it wrong, but if you
Sure.
do it right, you look so fucking cool.
I know.
Like the lady who was just in like the fucking yellow Kill Bill jumpsuit, and she's just like, check this out. Catches it and just extends it in the air. Yeah. Or just the guy who even just grabs it and goes like, and the staff extends. Like, that's some future shit right there.
It looked like it.
That
you know?
is some fucking. You call 1993 and tell them
Oh, yeah.
sci-fi movies
The
got it
12-year-old me
done.
wants that so bad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Collapsible staff. Dragon Ball Z, where you at?
Spent at least an hour talking ourselves out of that this morning. Or at least
Yeah.
I did. you know?
Yeah.
Nice.
Or a lot of reviews about the whole thing.
A lot of reviews and some injury pictures. The
Yeah.
injury pictures were, I think, the big sellers.
Yeah.
You could pretty easily fuck yourself up with one of those if you're being stupid.
Which
Yeah.
would more than likely happen.
Oh, 100%.
Only a matter of time.
But then I would have
you
an
guys have a
excuse to use the eye
crossbow
patch.
or a? You guys have a bow and arrow, don't you?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hanging above the door.
Fuck yeah. It's completely useless, but we like to think that if worst came to worst, I could put the antique Native American arrow that I have on the wall into it, shoot it at someone, and they would be distracted just long enough for me to throw the obsidian axe at them.
Hey, it's dragon glass, bro.
Dragon glass. Yeah. To distract them just long enough for me to grab the real hatchet and just fuck them up.
I think I just hold the compound bow over my head and make loud noises and threatening gestures.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
You can always throw it at.
I would just shit myself in
Yeah.
general.
And throw that at them.
Nobody wants to be around.
Yeah,
somebody with
you
shitty
really want to
wrenches, you
scare
know?
them. It'd give you pink eye, but you come out with the bow and arrow in both methods. Look them in the eyes, shit yourself, and then hold the bow and arrow over your head and start yelling while rubbing the shit on your face with
Yeah.
war paint.
That works.
Ha! Ha!
Jeez.
Ha! Ha!
This is why we're not allowed at neighborhood barbecues anymore.
Yeah.
Or restaurants anymore.
Or
That's
restaurants.
not
Yep.
really true. But
This is why they banned everyone from
yeah,
restaurants.
absolutely.
Sadly, we're already on the inside.
Quarantine lifted, except for that house. They still have to stay right there.
Yeah, don't let them go anywhere. Put some yellow tape around them. Spray them with Lysol.
Yeah, just like all the kids' playgrounds, you know? Maybe that's why there's tape around the kids' playgrounds, too.
Yeah. Massive pink eye outbreak, as well as the COVID outbreak. Like, we can't deal with both of these right now. Quarantine off that jungle gym. Thing's covered in poop.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Gross.
Well, I think we've done a pretty solid show here. We've talked about some things. Any other topics anyone wants to bring up?
I don't know. I'm pretty good.
I don't know.
How long have we been going?
I'd
Do you
say-
guys edit it at all? I'm sure you guys edit.
Somewhat, but for the most part, I just let
You
it
just let it
roll.
rip.
Yeah, I'd say it's about like 50 minutes
I think so.
because she had to change the battery once, and probably the battery's already out. We've just been talking on the fucking
Yeah.
microphone.
I mean, it
forever.
might be black on the cameras, but we're still recording on the sound, and that's
Hey.
the important part.
Right.
Black cameras matter.
Ah,
All cameras matter, okay?
Hey, but this isn't about all cameras.
It's about my camera.
It's about my camera.
Yeah.
my camera's black, and we don't like you talking like that.
My camera's black, and it doesn't appreciate you calling me a racist.
But my phone is white.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit!
They're probably both made in China.
They're both Chinese. Well, yeah, we've crushed the hour mark. We're up over an hour.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
doing great.
Sweet.
Yeah,
So don't forget to send me artwork so I can send you guys some details.
yeah. We'll send you some artwork. Kim's got a bunch of shit that she's done, photography wise. It's all on the Howley Boys page too. I don't know
That's
if
true.
you
I
can
thought
pull
you
it
saw it
from
off of
that.
Okay, if you can send it to me, that'd be cooler. If
Yeah.
not, I'll try and pull something off of there.
Yeah. Well,
It was good hearing from you guys.
Yeah,
I could have
yeah,
been drunker. I
absolutely,
think that would have
Jeffro.
been funnier.
Yeah, it's been nice, talking to an imaginary person.
yeah,
Someone that doesn't really exist, you know?
yeah.
Well, you ever seen that old movie with I can't remember his name now, the guy from It's a Wonderful Life, and he's talking to an imaginary rabbit the whole movie. I think Harry the Rabbit.
Happy. I think-
Edward.
no.
Oh, no. Okay, you're talking about the show. I was like,
Oh, yeah, Happy.
Yeah, I think that's
I
it,
think
Happy.
that's the one, right?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, right, Jeffro?
I don't think so. But that sounds
oh,
interesting.
no, It's a Wonderful Life. That's
No, it's an old black and white movie.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
But happy.
But
was
who
it
did
Happy
frame Roger
Failure?
Rabbit?
It was his wife.
Jessica.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always is.
Playing patty cake with anyone.
Uh-huh.
She could frame me anytime she wants to.
I feel ya.
Patty, her takes
Yeah.
anytime.
Yes.
Well, this
But
is
at any rate, yeah, that was an invisible rabbit. Yeah, it was good talking to you guys. I had a good time. I wish I was funnier today. I don't think I had it. I think I'm out of practice.
you're pretty
I
funny,
think it's the
Jeffro.
quarantine.
The quarantine's got you down. Well,
Funny looking.
you're gonna be on a couple more podcasts, so
Alright.
stick around after we
I
say
want to do a wacky
goodbye.
one in a wacky voice.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a couple ideas for that. So
We'll all be wacky voices. You know, like the Bears guys, but of something else.
public dominium.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Public dominium.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
it's a thing. So yeah,
Well, public dominium for your cranium. All right.
thanks everybody for listening. This has been Chewed Up and Spit Out. Have a good night, and we will see you next time.
Always a pleasure.
See you
Bye-bye.
later.
Bye.
Holy boys.